Good morning, everybody. It's Recovery Dude. It's another Monday morning. We've made it successfully. Sober, I'm hoping. And for this video, I wanted to talk about a subject that comes up this time every year. How to stay sober over the holidays. Well, we made it through Thanksgiving. That's a good thing. Now we're coming up on Christmas and New Year's. New Year's Eve, one of the biggest drinking holidays of the year. And I have learned a couple of strategies in my time in AA that's helped me make it through the holidays successfully without drinking. And when it comes to the holidays, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't really need an excuse to drink. I drank every day, all day. It didn't matter if it was a holiday, weekend, weekday, didn't matter. But I will tell you, on the weekends, I pulled the trigger. So from Friday night until Sunday night was nothing but a drink fest. Holidays, same thing. I treated them like a weekend. I'm like, well, I'm just going to wake up, start drinking, and drink until I go to bed. And so that leads me to my first idea here, or the first idea that I've learned in the program, is to treat a holiday like any other day. And I heard this a couple of weeks ago in a meeting, and the gentleman said, listen, just treat Christmas Eve as if it's like any other Saturday. Treat Christmas Day as if it's like any other Sunday. I said, well, that's a good way to look at it. So I'm able to stay sober on Saturdays and Sundays. Why is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day any different? Or Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day? Why should that be any different? And, this is a program of one day at a time. So if we take the day, one day at a time, treat it just like any other day. Don't change anything. Do everything that you would normally do for your recovery. Go to a meeting. A lot of meetings or a lot of areas will have 24-hour Christmas parties and New Year's parties. If you're feeling squirrely at any point in time, jump out, go to a meeting. You can go anytime during that 24-hour period. And my second idea here is you have to remember the pain. Remember the pain and misery of your last relapse, your last detox. Remember that misery. I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I think about my last relapse, how long it was, how painful it was, it makes me want to vomit. All I have to do is think about it, and I get sick to my stomach. There have been times where it's come back to me so strongly, I literally almost threw up. Because that pain is very real for me. Now, I'm coming up on 8 months of sobriety, so it's fairly easy for me to still remember that pain. It's very vivid. Now, as I'm sober longer, it's going to be harder and harder to remember that pain. So I need something to always remind me of how bad it actually was. That's another reason for these videos. So I can always look back and remind myself why I choose to stay sober. Because it's a much, much better way to live. And the third one is check your intentions. Think about where you're going and what you're doing for the holidays. What's your intention for being there? So, let's say you're going to visit with family, and a lot of your family decides they're going to drink for the holiday. Well, is that going to make you uncomfortable? Is that going to lead you to potentially want to drink or use? Well, is the intention just to go and catch up with family? Well, do you really want to catch up with them if they're loaded? I know I don't. So I'm sure they'll understand if you say, hey, if there's going to be drinking around, I would just rather not be there. And most families will probably understand. And if not, that's okay too. Because your sobriety has to come first. Everything else is secondary to sobriety. So keep that in mind and just do your best. Think about what you're going to be doing. Have a game plan in place. If you do decide you want to go catch up with family, there's going to be drinking, drive yourself. Don't go with anybody else. Drive yourself. That way, if you get uncomfortable, if you get squirrely, you have the ability to just walk out and leave. Hey, you showed up. That's key. You showed up, you got to see the family, you hung out for a little bit, you felt uncomfortable, leave. No harm, no foul. So, holidays. Yes, shouldn't be any different than any other day. I'm making it a little more tricky on myself this year. I decided to travel internationally for Christmas. And I'm going to Mexico. Okay, well, all-inclusive resort. I am taking steps when I go there. I have meetings in place, digital meetings that I can go to if I need to. I'm making sure the mini fridge is not stocked because I don't want to put that temptation on myself. Having alcohol literally 10 steps away from me. I'm going to have that temptation removed. Now, my intentions for going, I want some sun. It is 15 degrees in Pittsburgh right now. There's snow on the ground. I want to go somewhere warm. I'm going for the sun. I'm going for some relaxation. And I'd be lying if I wasn't saying I'm going for the food. I am going to eat my fair share while I'm there. Now, I've been to Mexico before when I wasn't sober. I don't even remember most of it, to tell you the truth. And that stinks. Like, why do you want to go somewhere, spend a whole bunch of money to go there? It's a beautiful place. And then you can't remember any of it when you leave. So I'm actually going to remember this trip. It's going to be great. So, but I am taking every possible precaution that I can. So when I go there, that temptation is minimized. And hopefully this helps you all a little bit around this holiday time. And just remember, if hopefully one of those three things helps you. I know they help me every year. So give it a try. Hopefully it works for you. God bless. Love you all. And have a fantastic holiday.